Happy Halloween, guys. I hope you're having a fantastic start to your week. I want to let you know that we are less than now 24 hours away of having a brand new feature that I've never offered ever before in Sync Academy, and that is real licensing opportunities. So if you guys are in Sync Academy, you'll see this featured section here, and this is where we'll be listing our licensing opportunities for everybody in Sync Academy to submit to. And yes, this is just included in your membership. There's no extra fee for this. It's just automatically included with whatever membership you have here in Sync Academy. And if you guys are not in Sync Academy, those of you watching here on YouTube, I really want to personally invite you to consider joining us. There's really never been a better time to be a part of this really powerful and motivating platform for sync licensing. The biggest issue with what we do here in sync licensing is that we are living and working in a very isolating industry, right? We are at our home studios apart from each other. We don't really get to interact with each other in person. It's one of the things that I really miss about having my day job is I liked a little bit of that camaraderie of bumping elbows with other people and probably most of the time complaining about management and how they were completely clueless. But since we don't have anything like that because we're working from our home, this is really the next best thing in terms of having some sort of a community that we can plug into and connect, ask questions, get advice, share resources, share feedback even if we want to in this platform. And now you can also get motivated through these licensing opportunities that are going to be coming through every single month. You can guarantee and count on the first of the month. Now, these are being offered by Mike Giannotto. Many of you guys know Mike. He's a pro in pro feedback. He's done many of our tutorials in Sync Academy. He's also a library owner. He's obviously a composer. And he's been in this business longer than I have. He's one of the few people that I've met through my Sync My Music journey here who has been in this business even longer than I have. So he is a OG. He's an original guy, original gangster in this industry, okay? And so he's been gracious to offer these licensing opportunities to our members in Sync Academy. This is something that previously we were only doing in the syndicate. Okay, that was my mentorship group. That was my premium mentorship group. And that was the only place that you could get real licensing opportunities. And as I'm going to be winding that service down at the end of the year, this is now the birth of a new era with Sync Academy that all members are going to be able to access these licensing opportunities through Mike's company, Reverse Play. I'll show you some of their reel here in just a minute so you can see who he is, what they do, what kind of placements they do. They're a really legitimate company, okay? But on top of these licensing opportunities, the new feature that all of you guys are going to be getting access to, all Sync Academy members, is my Sync Business Master course, okay? So if you go into your courses section here on the left side of your platform, on the very bottom now, you'll see a new Sync Business Master course. This is an 8-part course that, again, previously I only made available to syndicate members. So this is basically the most in-depth deep dive into these topics that I've ever offered, okay? I've talked about these topics in some of my YouTube videos and even some of the Sync Academy tutorials, but these ones go into far greater detail of my personal experience of this industry and how I navigate this business. You know, a producer's guide to legal contracts can save you so much time, so much money, so much headache essentially of when you get that first contract from a library and wanting to understand what the heck does it say, what do these terms mean, what should I know about this, what questions should I ask. This is just one tutorial in this 8-part series that can literally save you so much grief and anxiety when it comes to signing agreements in sync in sync licensing and with libraries. It doesn't have to be a very complicated, scary thing. It's actually pretty simple, but you just got to get a little bit educated on the terms and how these things are sort of worked out. Of course, aside from that, we have all of the other tutorials that Sync Academy members get access to. The Sync Psych series, all of you guys need to go through this, okay? If you're a Sync Academy member watching this video and you have not gone through these, you really need to take time this week to do this. I know it's a lot, maybe just do one a day, but this mindset stuff is no joke. That's why I put it at the very top of this list, okay? If you're not getting your mindset right for this business to succeed for the long run, it doesn't matter that you have all this technical knowledge and you know how to navigate this business. If the mindset's wrong, the journey just will not work out for you. So make sure you guys do this. So we have our nuts and bolts technical tutorials here for producing, mixing, and mastering, plugins and palettes, so you guys know what kinds of sounds we use, the guys that do this full time, so you can basically use our sounds if you want to. They have the Sync 60 challenge, which helps you set your own 60-day goal, hold yourself accountable, get it done, and of course the master course. One thing I need to mention too, this is going to be a change starting tomorrow, November 1st. I will no longer be just allowing anybody to join Sync Academy at any time. We're going to start capping the memberships at 50 every single month, okay? The reason for this is we need to be a little bit more judicious now as we have licensing opportunities being offered to make sure that we're not just having hundreds and hundreds of new people just join the platform and throw their music up at Mike and have him overwhelmed. He does want a lot of music submissions. He wants to have a lot of options, of course, but I don't want to overwhelm him with hundreds and hundreds of submissions, okay? So we're gonna keep it limited to ensure that the members that do join have a better chance of getting accepted on the opportunities, and it also will limit the amount of tracks that he's gonna have to review. So it's first come, first serve. So starting tomorrow, basically, there's going to be a 50 member limit that starts fresh on November 1st, and it basically just counts down. As we hit 50 members, it'll close off, and then it won't open up until December 1st. So we're going to basically start capping Sync Academy starting tomorrow. So just be aware that if you want to get involved in this, do not wait for a couple of weeks into the month. Make sure you do join within the first couple of days, because I remember when we had limits before on some of our membership programs, people join very, very, very quickly within a couple of hours of it being released. So definitely make sure that you are available. And how do you join? Well, there is going to be a link that will be emailed to you if you're on my email list. If you're not on my email list, look out for the link that will be available tomorrow. When I'm going to post another video tomorrow going over this again and maybe going into some more details. Or if you guys have any questions about this, go ahead and post them below. I'll be able to answer those in tomorrow's video. But there will be a link for tomorrow's video, so you can click on that. Or if you're not on my email list, go to syncmymusic.com, sign up for the free 5-day course. That automatically puts you on my email list so that you can get first access to this link if you want to join us, and make sure that you can submit. And how it's going to work is we're going to ask for all different types of licensing genres and directions. So it's going to be pretty diverse, and it's going to be varied, and it's going to be happening every single month. Basically, the first 3 weeks will be the submission period, and then the last week of the month will be the time when Mike can reach out to you if he likes your track and maybe ask you to tweak it or revise something, okay? So make sure that if you're going to be a part of this, though, we're counting on you, okay? It's not just that you're a passive member in Sync Academy anymore. You are now an active submitting member to a licensing opportunity. So if Mike comments on your track and says, hey, I love this, but you need to swap out your lead, or you need to do this, or shorten the track, or whatever he tells you to do, please be available. That's kind of also why I want this limit on 50 members. I want quality producers coming in here that'll be in. What does quality mean? Well, show up, okay? Just literally show up. If you submit a track, don't just ghost us and leave us and we don't know what happened to you and we can't get a hold of you. Make sure you're engaging with this platform, okay? So we really want people that are going to be really active members here on the platform. Of course, we also have our other features in Sync Academy. We have the feedback corner, which is the most popular feature, I think. Now it'll be probably the licensing opportunities, but it'll quickly become the second most popular feature, where you can post tracks that you want other members to give you feedback on. So it's a really powerful, awesome little group. It's a pretty big group, actually. I have some guidelines here. I definitely encourage you guys all to watch that so you know how to get the best feedback on your music. But we have so many members that are helping each other out and giving each other some feedback on, what's working, what they think is not working. So that's really, really, really cool and really powerful. Of course, collaborating. It's a really powerful tool that you should use in Sync Academy. It's one way to get into new libraries much quicker than you creating a whole album and submitting it. If you collaborate with the right producer here in Sync Academy who already has a relationship with a library, you do 50% of the work, they do 50% of the work, and you can get access to that library through this collaboration you do with them. So you can definitely click on this group and make yourself available to collaborate with anybody you feel necessary. Now, I cannot go into the details of this opportunity other than what you see here on the screen, because Mike does have a non-disclosure agreement in place. So if you do submit to these opportunities, you will be required to follow along with a non-disclosure agreement, meaning you cannot share this information with anybody outside of Sync Academy. None of the terms, none of the details, none of the reference tracks, like nothing that you learn about these opportunities are to be shared outside of this group. So that's also the reason for the limit on the membership. I want to make sure that we're all, keeping that, being respectful of Mike and his company for what he's doing here, okay? So let me just show you a little bit about Reverse Play. They have this really great website here. Really cool, and they kind of talk about what they're about and what their history is and what they do and all that good stuff. But I'm actually just going to show you here their reel, so you can kind of see for yourself the legitimate placements that they've received in the last few years, so you can see who you'd be submitting to, essentially. Let me zoom to the end here. I think it was the ending part. Let's see.
Who the hell are you guys?
Really cool reel. You can replay that if you need to. There was a lot coming at you very, very quickly, but they have an amazing just track record of the kind of placements and the kind of work that they do. So you'd be in very, very, very good hands with Mike and Reverse Play. And you can only get access to these licensing opportunities through Sync Academy. I want to make sure you guys know that he's exclusively making these available to just the members in Sync Academy. So you do need to be a member of our community to submit to these opportunities if you'd like to do that, okay? Any comments, questions, concerns, post them below. Can't wait to see many of you guys join us, and look out for that link. It's going to be in tomorrow's video, and it'll be in your inbox if you're on my mailing list.